In the high-stakes world of corporate leadership, Sarah had always been a rising star. Her reputation as a thoughtful and decisive leader had earned her a coveted seat on the board of a major multinational corporation. As she stepped into her first board meeting, she felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. This was a room filled with some of the most influential minds in the industry, and Sarah was eager to contribute her insights.
The meeting began as expected, with the CEO outlining the company's ambitious plans for the upcoming year. But as the discussion progressed, something troubled Sarah. A key decision on a major acquisition was being pushed forward with little debate. The projections seemed overly optimistic, and the risks downplayed. Yet, as Sarah glanced around the table, she saw nothing but nodding heads. The seasoned directors, many of whom had been on the board for over a decade, appeared united in their support. Despite her reservations, Sarah hesitated. This was her first meeting, and the last thing she wanted was to come across as combative or inexperienced. She told herself that these were people with far more experience, and if they agreed, perhaps she was the one missing something. So, when it was her turn to speak, she simply echoed the sentiments of the others, giving her tacit approval to the acquisition.
Months passed, and Sarah's unease grew. The acquisition that had seemed like a sure bet began to unravel. The promised synergies failed to materialize, and the financial strain on the company became apparent. The once boisterous board meetings grew tense, with directors quietly questioning the very decision they had all supported.
One evening, after a particularly grim meeting, Sarah found herself alone in the boardroom, reflecting on the path that had led them there. It was then that she realized the power of conformity had gripped them all. Despite the wealth of experience and intelligence in that room, they had fallen prey to the unspoken pressure to align with the majority, to avoid rocking the boat. And in doing so, they had collectively steered the company toward disaster.
Determined not to let this happen again, Sarah made a vow. At the next meeting, she would break the silence. She would speak up, not just for herself, but for the future of the company. She knew the risks, being seen as difficult or even alienating herself from the group, but the greater risk was in remaining silent.
When the next critical decision arose, Sarah felt the familiar tension in the room. The CEO was pushing for another bold move, one that once again seemed to carry significant risks. As the discussion circled the table, Sarah noticed the same pattern emerging, heads nodding, voices agreeing without question.
When her turn came, Sarah took a deep breath and spoke with conviction.
I have serious concerns about this plan. While I respect the expertise in this room, I believe we need to take a closer look at the risks involved. We owe it to ourselves, and to this company, to explore all angles before we make such a significant commitment.
The room fell silent. The other directors looked at her with surprise, some with admiration, others with skepticism. But something shifted in the atmosphere. The CEO, to his credit, did not dismiss her concerns. Instead, he opened the floor to further discussion, encouraging a more thorough examination of the proposal.
As the meeting progressed, Sarah noticed a change in the dynamics. More directors began to voice their thoughts, some echoing her concerns, others presenting different perspectives. It was as if a dam had broken, and the room was finally alive with genuine debate. In the end, the board decided to delay the decision, commissioning a deeper analysis of the proposed move.
It was a small victory, but a significant one. Sarah had learned the power of speaking up, of challenging the status quo, and in doing so, she had helped the board avoid another potential misstep. Over time, the culture of the board began to change. Directors became more comfortable voicing dissenting opinions, and the quality of their decisions improved. The board's newfound openness to debate led to more innovative solutions and stronger outcomes for the company.
Sarah's story is a powerful reminder of the dangers of conformity, even among the most experienced and capable leaders. It takes courage to break the silence, but as Sarah discovered, true leadership means speaking up when it matters most. By fostering an environment where dissent is not only accepted but expected, leaders can unlock the full potential of their teams and steer their organizations towards success.